So I'm still working on this damn thing from the last video. Um, I was talking about the RAM and how the swap file, how the RAM takes data, puts it in the hard drive, and puts it back. So I had this thing installed, and then I loaded it. Like I pulled the USB flash drive, turned it on, and it just sat and it hanged. So it didn't do anything. And then I turned it off. It wouldn't turn back on for like fucking. I couldn't get it to turn back on for about 15, 20 minutes. I'm serious. I finally. I got it to turn off. It was still on. It was just hanging. So, like, you have to hold the power button down on this damn thing for like 5 minutes just for it to clip out if it's like hanging for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it, but it never did that before. So I just went and basically did everything I already showed you guys. And but I used the offline installer instead. Um, and then I just used XFCE, and I just used the standard kernel. I didn't load anything else. And then I'll just update it from there and see what happens. Because if it doesn't work, then I gotta figure something out, man. Um, and I might start looking for another laptop if this thing starts giving me more problems. I only paid $50 for it, and every Acer laptop I've ever had has always worked for me. It's always been a good laptop. So, I don't know. I think it's just the operating system. I don't think it's the laptops, I think it's just Linux. See, the thing is this is a really new laptop. It's a 10th generation Intel. So even though it's a slower, it's not higher end, like processor like i7 or i9 or anything like that, it's still got the newest architecture. So that was another problem I was having with Linux Mint. It was hanging all the time. So that's why I used MX Linux, because MX Linux had two options when you went to their website from DistroWatch. You had two options. You had the Avahi distribution, which was the one you would want to download because it was designed, developed for the newer NVIDIA amped Intel based cards, the newer architecture. And it was working good, and the sound worked too right off the jump. I was having sound issues too with Linux Mint. The sound wasn't working. So, um, that's why I was using MX Linux. So now I don't know. I'm thinking I might go back to MX Linux if this doesn't work good, and then disable secure boot, because I'm pretty sure I had secure boot enabled when I installed it. UEFI when I installed MX Linux, which I think that's what the issue was in the first place. Um, but you know, I probably should have figured that out, but who knows? Who knows what it could have been. I guess I could have ran a log, but I was it already. I want to try. I'm trying to try different operating systems, man. I haven't. It's been a while since I've actually like tinkered with other stuff, and like sat down and like been able to program. The stuff I've been working on for a while now, and I've been using Linux Mint and Python and other operating systems, but I'm trying to find something more mobile. The stuff that I was using, like it's more on my workstation type thing, desktop. I'm trying to find something more mobile, like more for like my recording is in networking, you know what I mean? My Wi-Fi stuff. So I don't know, it's different, I got to get a few computers running that have they're doing specific tasks. So that's why I got to have so many computers. So um And I got to figure out the battery thing too still, which I've been looking up the videos like on YouTube and other on the websites, just searching the internet, the wonderful world of the internet, all the crazy people out there and ideas they come up with. Some of the stuff I've been seeing is really neat. But everything I've been seeing though so far, has been kind of too big for my boat. So that's another issue I've been having with. I gotta figure out the size thing, and it's hard to do that without the boat being in front of me. That's why it's so important for me to get down there, you know. So it installed and it's actually booting finally. So that's good. It looks nice. It booted fast. I named my computer Free Fly. I thought the name was cute. I'm gonna log in and see what happens. Hopefully I connect to Wi-Fi and I can update it. Yeah, it's logging in, dude. I don't know why I was having problems. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so Wi-Fi seems to be working. Let's see if it connects. Put in my password. Oops. Alright, now you guys can look. Why did I do it? I don't know why I'm having problems. There we go. I was typing and it wouldn't go in, and I clicked it twice. It's connected. Alright, bam, we're connected. And then, so we'll close it. Well, actually, what's nice is it gives you all these options. It tells you, after install tasks. So it wants you to update all that stuff, so why not? It gives you options. That's pretty cool. So it's got a little pop-up window, and it keeps you up to date and stuff, tells you what you need to do. So that's pretty cool. Especially for people that are new to it. Let's open up the window. So select countries to include a mirror ranking. We're gonna go worldwide, man. Yeah. Where else? We need United States, worldwide. That's all we really need right now. I can always go through it, so you can always go through your package managers and add it, like Mexico, boom. I'll be in Mexico, so why not? Alright, so it's connecting to all the different mirrors and it's updating, which are a lot of times I mentioned in another video, a lot of times they're universities. They're connecting to, universities around the world. Because that's who's developing a lot of this stuff, our students. Not all the time, but a lot of it, a lot of geeks in their basement, whoever. A lot of people, man, all different types of personalities, backgrounds, languages. That's why I like Linux too. And it's more stable in my opinion. And here's my theory on it. And this is why I say this, right? This is why I say this. People are gonna disagree, I'm sure, but this is why I say this. Alright, so you have Microsoft, right? You have a company that's paying people, right, to develop something. I'm not going to get into all those different reasons why, when you're getting paid to do something, why the work isn't as good, compared to somebody that's passionate, that is doing it for free. We can get into that talk later, but I'm not going to get into that talk right now. I'm telling you the specific reason why I believe Linux is better than Windows, and it's used more than Windows, and it is. Is because Microsoft, for instance, paying everybody, so they're only going to have a pool of maybe 1 million people, for instance, 500,000 people working on this operating system, developing it, working out all the bugs, compared to an operating system that's open source, that's freely developed by billions of people around the world. There's not just millions of people, there's billions of people in the world. You know, China has over 1 billion people, you know? And they run a lot of the stuff too, all the stuff. And I've been using a lot of the translation stuff. I've been trying to learn all the Chinese characters and stuff, which is important. Especially when it comes to traveling, where I'm going to be traveling and, understanding stuff and reading, their language and communicating and, also with developing, my app that I want to develop, which I have been. I want to I want it to do the language, and that's another part I haven't got to yet. I've been working on it, and it's a lot of work, dude. A lot of work. Um, and it's hard, man. Like I've never done it. Like I've never done this. Like to this extent. So I'm on like a big learning curve. And then I'm gonna be trying to do all this weather stuff too, so I gotta get all this weather stuff, together. And I've never done any of that stuff before, so it's all new to me. But I'm excited. I'm learning it. But I looked at the price of the weather station I showed the oh my god, I can't even think of the name of it now. It was like the V1 or something like that, V3 or something. I'll show you guys again because it was expensive, man. I don't even want to tell you the price. I don't, because I don't know if I'm gonna get it. We'll see. I gotta get down there and get the boat first. I gotta get to the trails. Um, one step at a time. Every day is different. So, especially with God, when you're with Jesus, man, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy what He does to you. But so we'll update it. I went to the thing. It's updated, so. We've done that already. Update mirrors. Let's do this little thing. Kind of want to smoke. I haven't smoked since we smoked last time. Well, you all didn't smoke, but I smoked. Well, maybe you did smoke. If you did smoke, let me know what you smoked. That'd be cool. Uh, be cool if people, talk to me. Nobody's messaged or commented anything, so makes me feel like I'm terrible at this. But I don't care what people think at the same time. So, but I do, in a sense. It's just chilling here. It's not doing anything. Let's go ahead. Oh, there we go. Now it's doing some. It's probably connecting to the place, and it's not getting a good internet connection, or wherever it's downloading the packages from. It's not. There we go. It wasn't getting anything. Now it did though. Wait, new password. It wants my password. Updated new mirror. Let's say press enter. Okay, so now we can update. So updated the mirror. Which a mirror, when I say updated the mirror, all it is it's a server. It's a computer that has all this data on it, all the software, all these programs, in a list, and or whatever hierarchy they call it, a directory, a folder, or many folders, libraries, all the stuff that it needs to run, and it updates the mirror, so it it updates the actual IP address, and it knows what website to go to, to get this information from, and you got to remember too, when you're going to websites and stuff and IP addresses, it's got to translate that stuff. So there's many different systems that they have put in place around the world that communicate. And it's not just one system. There's many systems, and it's crazy if you start getting into this stuff like I have and learn all this stuff. It's insane. How this stuff works, which I'll be breaking down this stuff for people, and in my own way. You know, so whoever likes listening to me, hopefully you like computer stuff and sailing and weather and car stuff and nature. Because I'm not just gonna be walking the trails. I'm gonna be biking the trails. A lot of it. A lot of them. So most of them actually. Um, I'm gonna be documenting a few places. The important places I feel I should be. Doing interviews and documenting the area. Like whatever they may be. I don't want to spoil it yet. Tell you guys yet, but um, those places would be interesting, very interesting. So, until I get to the boat, that's what I'll be doing. I'm gonna be documenting culture, the people, cause people are different from up here than down south, and just like every time I've been to Florida, people can tell that I'm not from there. People tell me all the time, like, we can tell you're not from here, where you from? And then I'll tell them I'm from Detroit, and then be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, you can tell you're a D-boy. That's what they say a lot of times. Like if I'm in the like Jacksonville area or something. I like Jacksonville. A lot of cats too. They got cats everywhere down there. It's warm down there, so they multiply. And it's funny if you go down there, they like to sit on the roofs of the houses because it's warm. The cats like to bake in the sun, the heat. And I'm hungry, and I'm gonna let that update, and I'm gonna make some food. I'm gonna smoke a joint, so y'all can eat with me and smoke with me, I guess. There's my water. I had to give that to the cats. I feed those cats in the back all the time. Like, if I have any leftovers, I won't throw them out. I'll feed the cats. I do it all the time. I love those cats. I'm gonna miss them. It kind of hurts knowing I'm leaving. And I went to go over to get that cat in another video, the cat with the crusty eyes. And I couldn't find it, dude. It was like, I don't know where it went. It was over there somewhere, but I'm gonna try to go back over there tomorrow and see. I'm hoping the mom fucking got to the cat and cleaned its eyes already. So, and I didn't really get a good look either. It looked like the cat's eyes were crusty. I kind of was assuming, but you could tell the cat was having problems a little bit. But they were just born, they're only like a week old. 2 weeks maybe. They're young. They're maybe 3 weeks tops. They're not older than that. They're not older. They're not even a month old yet. I know that for a fact. I'm gonna use this butter on that. So I got wheat bread. I forgot I had bread. I said I had no food in the last video, and I forgot I had bread and cheese. So I ended up going to the dollar store, and I got noodles too and stuff. I was gonna get chicken broth, but I decided I wanted milk and cereal. I live off milk, man. So I'm gonna need a lot of dry milk on my sailboat. I'm gonna have to live off of it. I'm serious. I'm gonna have to get used to it, and I don't like dry milk. I really don't. I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible if you mix it up good, and you got the right water. So I'm hoping I can find a good water maker, and I can desalinate the shit really good, Because I got to be able to do all that stuff. Margarita will be able to help me with that, man. She knows what tastes good and stuff. She has a really good taste bud. She knows what people like. So I'm gonna rely on her taste buds a lot. She's got more culture in her. She's got more experience traveling than I do. As far as around the world, she definitely has more experience in that aspect. The woman speaks 3 languages. She spent 2 years in France. She's been here. She's been all around. So, a woman that speaks, Spanish and French and English. Like, come on. She's been traveled. And she's still young too. She's not even 30 yet, and she already does all this stuff, man. It's insane. It blows my mind that she said yes to me. She said yes. Blows my mind. I've never proposed to a woman before, man. Ever. She's Proverbs 31, which we're going to be doing Bible study in a minute. I got to do a Bible study. Which I've been meaning to do Timothy, which I turn this down. So don't burn my shit. These are my favorite spatulas, the metal ones. You gotta have a metal spatula, man. I don't like using the plastic ones. They irritate me. They're always like too thick. You can't get underneath stuff really good. I don't know. I like nice stuff. I like to cook too. You guys will see. I cook some really good food. I know how to cook. Margarita is even better. Yeah. Retrospectiva. Yeah. She much respect for that woman, that queen. Seriously, if you want a queen, read Proverbs 31. Read it. Seriously, and then test that woman. Test that woman. Like literally, like test her and see if she is. If she does everything that Proverbs 31 says a woman should be, a queen should be. And if she doesn't do those things, then she's not a queen. And you can train her too, and not train her in a way like I say it like that, but you can teach her, you know? And all you gotta do is bring her to Jesus, man. Jesus would teach her. All you gotta do is bring her to Jesus, man. Just pray for her. Pray for her. Read with her. You know? Don't preach to her. You fucking read together to her, you know? Like you guys read together. Read the story together. And then talk about the story and how it relates to you guys and what you guys are going through. And then ask him together for it. Pray together at the end of the foot of the bed, man. I'm telling you, a couple that prays together at the foot of the bed stays together. A couple and family that eats together stays together, man. I'm telling you. It's spiritual love. It's spiritual love, you know. That's why they say you're supposed to wait for marriage, you know? And who doesn't want to have that sweet 16, you know, first marriage, you know, and never be cheated on? Everyone wants that. I don't care what anybody says. Everyone wants that. And I've always wanted that, and no woman has ever gave that to me. Margarita's the first woman to ever give me something like that. She has. Because of how she did it. And I didn't sleep with her the first night. No. Fuck no, I would never sleep with a woman the first night, which I have, and it's terrible. I knew right from the jump that, no, it wasn't gonna last. Because if you sleep with me the first night, what makes you're gonna go sleep with any guy? You know what I mean? You don't have no self-dignity, you don't have no self-respect, which I didn't either at that time. I was fucked up in the head, and I knew I was fucked up in the head. Because that person knew they were fucked up in the head when they did the same shit. And you can't say that they weren't fucked up in the head, or I wasn't. That's why they did it, because we were. Just like the person on the other side of this phone, it's the same thing. And you can't sit here and tell me it's not. Because it is. So if you want to be on that bullshit, be on that bullshit. I don't really care. I don't know you. And at that point I don't even care about you because you don't care about me. I just pray for you. That's all I can do. And it's funny because I never used to pray for people. I used to fucking hate people. I used to shoot at people. I used to rob people. Now I pray for them. That's how I know Jesus is real. You know, like, okay, I fucking fall in love with some stupid words in the Bible. All of a sudden, I'm praying for people. I'm doing this every day. I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like, no. So, that's why I say be careful what you pray for. Be careful. Dude, seriously, be careful what you pray for, man. Don't pray for something you can't handle, man. I've been stressed the fuck out. This shit stresses me out. I don't want to do this shit sometimes, you know? I don't want to do this shit at all, to be honest with you. I really don't. Because I know how people are. That's why I never even made a YouTube in the first place. Because I know how fucking people can be. That's all they do. That's all they fucking do. And then when you point it out, it gets even worse. And that's why I want to show you the Bible. I want to show you Timothy, what I read the other day, which I've read it many times. But it's funny because I had someone mention it, talk to me the other day, and they said how kids these days are like this, how, and I'm sure it was like this before, way back in the day. I'm sure it's been like this for, thousands of years, but you also got to remember too, back in the day, families were together more. There was more credence, there was more code. People, and the reason why is because people could lose their life. That's another thing that, like, America's great and all these laws are great and all, but there's no death sentence in America, you know what I mean, in certain states, There's no death sentence in Michigan, which I'm not saying that everyone should die, everyone should be forgiven, but, that's what the Bible says, but, if someone's going around raping everybody, enough said. Especially if you give that person one or twice chance, which I'll be going over that stuff. I wrote my book, which will be done soon. Well, I want to get out to the sea. I want to finish it. I gotta do some more. I gotta do a few more things before this book is finished. And I'm happy because I'm excited, and I got someone that, a publishing house that I'll be going. They invited me to go write for them down in Texas, which is a ministry. They own a publishing company and ministry, and we've been talking and emailing each other back and forth, and they're getting impatient. They want me down there, and they're trying to finish a movie. They're making a movie. And it's about him and his wife, and his wife named Rose, and the movie's gonna be called Rose. So I gotta get down there, and I'm hoping to get down there before, they finish it without me. So, I gotta get down there, and I gotta get this trail stuff done, and which I'm hoping. I don't want to sell my truck, but I'm kind of hoping it does, because that money would be good for me. That'd be good. $3,500 would be a nice chunk of change, for food, and, I gotta get another bike. That's another thing, too. I gotta get another bike. That bike that I have is nice and all, but it's not really made for jumps. It's not. It's not a freestyle bike. It's not a real mountain bike. I mean, it's like a Chinese copy of a real mountain bike in a sense, I got a really good deal on it, and, Margarita don't jump ramps, you know what I mean, and it's still capable of jumping ramps. I've been beating the piss out of that bike, but that's why I bought it too, because if she goes on the trails with me, or, when we do get on the boat together, eventually, she'll have a bike, when we travel to different countries and stuff, and the bike is smaller. It's perfect for her. That's why I got it too. That's why I justified buying it. And the color was right, everything is good about it. But it's not tall enough for me. I'm 6'2". She's like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", right there, that area. So, she's a short one. She's a little small thing, tiny thing. My favorite. I love tiny girls. That's why Margarita. That's why God brought Margarita in my life. Allowed Margarita to come into my life. Allowed me to come into her life. And I wouldn't want to be in any woman's life like a woman like that. Without Jesus in my life, because of who I was before. And I'm not saying I was completely bad, terrible. Everybody thinks that, like, I always get these fucking people commenting like I was like this piece of shit, and I was never a piece of shit, dude. You don't know me at all, bro. I'm telling you, you have no idea who I am and what I was forced into or been into, You don't know the shit I've seen, like, I'm not saying that person hasn't seen anything either, but that person doesn't obviously understand life, if they're sitting there saying shit that they don't know, you know? So, but yeah, I made a grilled cheese, man. I'm hungry, dude. I eat every night. This is what I do. I sleep 3-4 hours from 6 to 10, somewhere around there. And then I usually go to bed about 3:34, 5:30 the latest, and I get up about 7:38, 9 o'clock the latest, unless I'm beat. But yeah, I'm always up in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, 8 most of the time, even on the weekends, man. That's what I do. I'm an early bird, and I love the nighttime too. So I've kind of accustomed to it, and I know that my charter, the way I want to charter down south, and travel, chase these storms and stuff, and get the stars in, and record all this astronomy and stuff for people, and all these stars for people, and do these studies for people, or with people, which would be cool if people meet up with me, and are interested in the same thing, and it might be somebody in another boat, that might want to, they might be going to the same, island or, bay or area we're going to, and me and Margarita might want to, they're a family, we might want to, dock with them, for a week or two, you never know what's going to happen out there. So, I've been following families on YouTube for years, watching them travel the world, man, and it's amazing, man. Like, it's impressive what these families have accomplished, man. Just regular old families, like, not rich families, man. I'm talking, like, just regular people like you and me, man. And, it's amazing. So, that's half of my inspiration right there. Is them alone. Just, them alone got me wanting to do this, But this has been a dream of mine my whole life, ever since I was like 15, 14, and I started getting into computers, and I really started like looking on the internet, and I was already, raised around boats my whole life, been on a boat my whole life, so it wasn't, like, it was stuff I already knew, stuff I always wanted to do, and ever since I was like 8 years old, I always told myself, I showed you guys, I did a video on the Trenton channel, when I was young, from all the abuse, from my family and my stepdad and my mom and my brothers and stuff, they used to tie me up, man, and fucking, they weren't my full-blooded brothers, they got a different dad, we had the same mom, and they were kind of jealous, because my mom took off with my real dad for about a year, and got pregnant with me and came back while she was still pregnant. And then all of a sudden, she's got this other kid that, doesn't look like them, and, it's got all these medical problems too. I had a bunch of medical problems. And then, you gotta remember my mom dipped out for a year. So their mom just disappeared, so they were like, went through trauma and shit, So they were taking it out on me. They were like tying me up, man, and like putting me in the closet. I was in there for like hours, dude, like the whole day sometimes, man. I remember this shit. I remember it all. I became like a fucking master escape artist, man. I could like fucking move my arm behind my back and shit, and like get out of the duct tape and ropes and shit. They fucking, dude, it was bad. Like, I remember, like, crying, like, asking them to open the door and shit because I couldn't breathe from trying to, like, get out so hard, and, you're young, you don't know. I forget them, they were just kids, but this just still fucks you up, when you're young. You don't know any better. You don't understand that's why they were doing it, you know what I mean? When you're young, you think they're just doing it to be mean, So I had always, like, a certain resentment against them, but in a way that it wasn't resentment, though. I don't know how to explain it. I love them, man. I love my brothers, but my oldest brother, he thinks his shit don't stink. He don't work. He grows weed, which they grow weed now. Weed's legal now in Michigan, so he doesn't even really do that no more. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's never worked his whole life. And then my other brother, just a fucking drunk now. I'm a fucking drug addict and doesn't work. And then if he does work, he blows it all on alcohol. I'm glad I don't see him. And then my two younger brothers, they're dope heads, you know. They're fucking pushing shit up their veins and shit, you know. And I don't want I don't want any of that shit around me, man. None of that stuff. None of it. None of it is allowed around me. I don't want none of it. That's why I got a gun. Don't come around me, man. Don't come around my house. Don't bring no drugs around me. Don't bring no bullshit around me. Don't come over here. Listen, man, don't come over here unless I send for you, bro. Or a girl, don't come here. Don't come here. You don't need to be here. You don't. That's why I live alone. See that picture? That's where I want to be. Either there or the ocean. And you know what? If I'm on the ocean, where can I go? I can always go there. And there's a bunch of those places all over the world. You see any people there? No, I don't. That's where I'm going. To see. Why? Because if there is war, they're going to fight over land. They're going to fight over the sea as well. And they have been fighting over the sea. Look at what China's doing. They're fucking building islands in the middle of the Pacific. For what? Military. Why else would they do it? That's why I'm going out to sea, man. I can go wherever I want. Once I get a passport, I'm in no trouble. Everything's legal. I'm doing YouTube. I'm going to charter. I'm living my best life. Not around fucking stupid people. Chartering is going to be great. Because I'm going to be out in sea. I don't have to be around people unless I come in and have to get food, which then I got to deal with people. And then the people that are on my boat, I charter. I get the screen. They gotta send me a resume. I get to know who they are. I gotta do my homework before they even get on a boat. So, that's why I'm living on a boat. Plus, it allows me to travel for dirt cheap. Me and Margarita can live on a boat for about a year. Average for about 30 grand. That's after the boat. That's cheap. And listen, that's living good. Like, that's me and her living decent. If me and her make 50 grand between each other, that's really, really good. Me and her make 100 grand between each other. She's making 50 grand, and I'm making 50 grand a year on a boat. Listen, man, we're gonna be set. We're gonna be good, and I'm gonna be chartering. So, you know, and I got the YouTube going and stuff. So, you know, that's if it takes off, you know. But I know how to make money. You know, how else did I get $70,000 on my Cash App? You know, which I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do all these things. Work on cars, fix computers. You know, that's how I made all this money. Fixing cars, selling stuff on Facebook, fixing computers, wheeling and dealing. You know, bartering, trading too. Trading all the time. I trade on Facebook all the time. You always get more value when you trade. I don't know why people don't want to trade. I see people all the time like, I don't want to take no trade. Stop asking me for trade. You're a piece of shit if you ask me for trades. Like, why is the person a piece of shit for asking you if they want to trade? it just, the ignorance is so, it wears me down, it wears me out. And if it wears me out, listen, if it wears me out, I know it's wearing everyone else out. So, it gives me another reason to make these videos. I can give you many, many reasons I'm doing these videos, so once you'll hear it, I don't care. So that was dinner. A grilled cheese and a glass of milk. I had 2 bowls of cereal. Actually, I had more than that. I ate about half that box of cereal since I got it earlier. Which I didn't really want to buy that cereal. I was gonna get shredded wheat, which is listen, man, if you want to have energy and ride as far as I do, get the shredded wheat. Don't get this. There's no calories in this. There's no energy in this, man. It's just pure sugar. It really is. But it's also tastes like crack. So the Fruity Pebbles ones and marshmallows are good too, but not as good as these. These blow those out the water. I had to get it. But they're more expensive too. The Dollar General brand fucking shredded wheat actually tastes better than the Kellogg's one. They put more icing, more of that icing on it, you know, the sweet shit, the bad stuff. The good stuff. Which I might end up getting a bowl of cereal now because I have a thing for sweets. And I want to smoke. I do. And this thing is up. So it looks like it updated. So let me put in my password. So that's what it looks like before you log in. There we go. So yeah, let me go to system settings. System. Let's see. Go to settings. Let's see. Settings manager. Alright, that's kind of what the settings manager looks like. So, yeah, it's simple. So far, I like it. I like it has 4 desktops here. So, for instance, you can open up a web browser, right? That's why I like using Linux too. Windows, you know, you can do this. They have features that Windows has where you can kind of do this too. You know, it's asking me to set up my Firefox, which I will, but I wanted to show you guys. So, like, you know, you can open up Firefox here. You click on the other tab right here, this other desktop, and then, you know, you can open up the file manager, you know, and then, you know, say you have 2 windows open, you know. This is why Linux is nice, man. I gotta fix that feature. Usually you can drag the window to the corner on Linux Mint, and it will like do half. I can probably change that though. Well, I can, of course I can. You know, and you got another desktop. And I was just looking at Sway. Am I connected to the internet? Yeah, I am. So let's go back here. Let me connect. So Sway Window Manager, I'm kind of interested in it. It's something that Endeavor has just been down, like they've been yeah, right here. Watch this video. It's pretty interesting. I'm showing you guys. It's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but this is the new Linux window manager that they're developing. And they say it's the newer standard that it's more efficient, and this is the way that this is how it's going to be soon, eventually. And what's cool, it's all controlled by the keyboard too. You can do all this by the keyboard without the mouse. You use the mouse. You use very little of the mouse. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch this, and then let you guys watch this. Hold on, let me turn this up. I'm gonna let you guys watch this and listen to it, and then I'm gonna smoke. Y'all can smoke with me.
The i3 window manager.
Alright,
It uses the same configuration syntax.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Drew, and I'm the maintainer of Sway, a tiling Wayland compositor. Sway is compatible with the i3 window manager. It uses the same configuration syntax and supports most software that's designed for i3. The difference is that Sway uses Wayland instead of Xorg. Wayland is the next generation of display server for Linux and related operating systems. It's more efficient, more secure, and easier for developers to work with. Let's take a quick tour of some of the features of Sway. If you're familiar with i3, some of this might not be new to you. I'll start by opening my web browser. Sway will arrange it to use all of the available space. If I open more windows, Sway will rearrange things accordingly. I can move between these with the keyboard, and I can ask Sway to arrange them vertically, horizontally, tabbed, or stacked. I can change their sizes with the keyboard too. I can also split windows into containers of several windows. So far, I haven't touched the mouse. If I want to, though, I can use it to manipulate these windows. It's also possible to take windows out of the tiling area and manipulate them entirely with the mouse. Sway also includes features you may recognize from prominent i3 forks such as gaps. Also included are compatible equivalents for important i3 programs like SwayBot, SwayLock, and SwayMessage, as well as some programs unique to Sway, such as SwayGrab. We've only scratched the surface of what Sway can do. We have lots of great docs that will help you learn more. Today, Sway supports almost all of i3's features. Give it a shot.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to me, man. And the reason why is I develop a lot, you know, I write a lot of stuff, and I got to get all these systems working, and just to have all those different windows, I want to have a couple screens in my boat, you know. I think it's going to be really nice to be able to run that window manager between all the screens for all the different systems I'm going to have to run, which would be convenient because I could have, you know, all those separate screens and have 3 different systems running. I could run Unity, which is a program where you could use one keyboard and you can use 3 different computers. You know, you're basically using the keyboard remotely for 3 different computers on 3 different screens. So instead of one computer with 3 different screens, you got 3 computers, and you're using a keyboard and mouse plugged into one, but they're communicating through the network to the other ones and using the screen, which I'd be probably going to be using. I might do it a different way, you know, there's different ways I can set it up. You know, I gotta see though, you know, I don't know exactly what's gonna be happening until I get down there, you know, I don't know, you know, what, you get what I'm saying? I gotta figure all that stuff out once I get down there. I can have an idea of what I want and what it might look like, but I don't know until I get down there, until I get all the stuff and buy the stuff, you know. And then, you know, I might not end up with a Santana 3030, you know. I might get down there, I might end up with something different, you know. But I'm really shooting for the Santana 3030. So here's the Nirvana Voodoo Glue. This is what I'm about to smoke. I'm telling you, man, this Nirvana, whatever you want to call it, says the peak of purity. Warning used by pregnant, breastfeeding women, blah, blah, they always put all that stuff for women, which would make sense, especially if they're pregnant. There's the codes for it. It tells you it's tested in facility, Viridis Labs. It tells you the test batch number. It was just tested on the 9th of January 23. Even has a harvest number too, so it knows exactly like what building it came from, what plant it came from, all that stuff. It says I always go for the black is the indica. That's what I mostly smoke. I like the white, the sativa, and the gray is the best for sharing with people and stuff. It even says that on their website. Like the gray is a hybrid, you know what I mean? Because people like sativa, some people like indica. So when you have like a mixed hybrid, you get like the best of both worlds, So when you're smoking with people that are picky, you get a better odds of them enjoying it. So, I know this video is probably gonna cut out soon, but yeah, it comes with 5 joints. And they're element pre-rolled. They're not. A lot of times when I get pre-rolls, I don't like getting pre-rolls because they pack them too hard. They roll them too tight, and you can't get a good hit. And then I've had places where like it's just shake and trim. You can tell like it's shit. Even says it's no shake, no trim on it. So I prefer to buy the 8s, because you get to break it down. You get to smell it. But I mentioned in another video, they get different flavors. They do this on purpose. They make you buy the joints if you like their brand. Because they got different flavors. It makes you want to try different flavors. So they're kind of forcing you to buy the pre-rolls, which would make sense, so their stuff isn't sitting on a shelf all the time. So, yeah, but like you get more weed too for the $23. That's what much they're going for right now. So the 8th is 3.5 grams. It's 0.9 gram a joint, so you're almost getting 5 grams. Almost, So yeah, we'll light one up, and I'll probably cut off the video and then make another one, because I'm letting you guys in my life, and I got to get used to this. But it'd be really nice to be on the boat, because then I can put up the cameras. You guys can just watch me in a sense, So, which is kind of creepy, but